Quick disclaimer, this video is for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor, and nothing here should be considered financial advice. Always do your own research and understand the risks before investing.
Yeah, hello and welcome back to another Bitcoin update. So, took a day off yesterday, was just feeling a little sick, but seems like we finally got over it, which is really nice. Pretty much same thing for this video that we've been talking about for the past few days. Nothing too much has really changed, except for just a little bit more of some downside pressure selling, which we were talking about in the last few videos of happening. I added this lower support region of the 1.786 extension area for the Fibonacci. Right now we are essentially entering this support zone for the C wave. What we've been tracking is a ABC to the downside, since we've had this fourth wave top on the around the 14th of January, and an ABC to the downside, where this C wave should be 5 waves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which seems like we could be in the 5th wave right now. Now, it is totally possible that, like we were talking about in the last few videos, if we go to the daily super quick, we were talking about this level of the April lows over here from being reached, and that's exactly what happened. So not really too surprising to see that. Like we were saying in some of the last few videos too, it wouldn't be surprising to see some of these highs be tested here as well, which can get around or as low, if we go to these highs right here, around 64,000. So that's kind of why I wanted to add this extra 786 support region for this as well. At any point really, this could bottom out and we could start that rally that we were looking for. We'll get to the RSI in a little bit just to show that everything is super oversold and we are starting to form some bullish divergences, which isn't always guaranteed for a rally, but it is typically just something nice to see that selling pressure is easing up. So when we're looking for this 5 wave move to the downside, if we quickly go to the 1 hour, we could track this more simply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where this 5th wave could have started in a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we could be in the late stages of this. Like I said in the last few videos, it's totally possible that we do just keep slowly grinding lower and lower, and it's okay if we go a little below the support zone as long as we can bounce back into it. What we do not want to see is a decisive break below, because that would indicate another scenario would be playing out. Now, it's too early to tell, but if this support zone does break below this, then it is possible that we do test some of these lows that we had back here within 2023 and 2024, where we could be testing lows as low as 49,000. Now, it's not the preferable scenario right now and the most probable, just because we are still holding support, and the C wave is just simply a 5 wave move down, and that's simply what we are tracking. So not surprising to see any of this happen as well. But once we do start breaking the support, then we'll have to add another support zone where we would have to start tracking these lows and highs that we've got from here to see if buyers can get interested to start some sort of a relief rally afterwards. Now, when we start this relief rally, what we've been tracking is a if we go back to this, let me just delete this, you'll kind of see a pattern being formed here called a head and shoulders, which after we get this other shoulder, then we usually kind of get rejected from there to create a head and shoulder pattern. Now, once we do get verification that this has bottomed, what we need to see in order to verify is break of swing highs, a 5 wave move up, and a break through some micro resistances. So what we want to see, let's say if we were to bottom here right now, we would want to see a tiny 5 wave move up for the first wave, a 3 wave move down for the second wave, third wave, fourth wave, 5 wave move up, and then that would create a larger degree first wave, then we can get a larger degree second wave, and then that could start our third wave to the upside, that more bullish relief rally that we would be looking for. Now, it's totally possible that we do just get more of a choppy three-wave move up before we get rejected, but it's totally possible that we do get an all-time high rally from here as well, but it is not the most probable scenario, just because we would be expecting a more of a choppy move to the upside before we get rejected and can head lower to a larger degree support zone, where we would be testing these, let me just get to it, where we would indeed be testing this region of support that we had from 2024, essentially, that we were tracking from here. Now that's pretty much it for the analysis part of this. Still tracking the C wave to the downside till we see that 5-wave move up and break a swing highs. Then as of right now, we will just have to remain with the trend going lower and testing some of these support areas, and if we break below that, then we could test this area of support over here as well. Now, what we can see when we go to the RSI is some bullish divergences being played out. We got oversold here on the 4-hour, but we had a low. Then we had a lower low, but a higher low on the RSI. Now we're getting another low and a higher low on the RSI, which clearly shows selling pressure is starting to ease. Now, it's totally possible that this bullish divergence just breaks and we just form another low from here as well. That's totally possible. Nothing's guaranteed, but from what we are seeing right now, here's on the 1-hour as well, clearly selling pressure is starting to lose momentum. So that could be a trigger that this overall selling and this move in a larger degree, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-wave move to the downside, could be close to the end, but obviously that is not guaranteed, just because on the daily we seem to have started another low. But if we go to some of those shorter time frames and the bullish divergences, we can see that happen as well. Now, on the daily, we don't really need a bullish divergence to play out. We had something like that back in 2025, where we had this low here on the RSI, but lower lows and a lower low, but we kept building the highs on the RSI. We don't technically need a bullish divergence like that. That would play out for about a month or so. We could just have something like this, like we had back here, where we just sit oversold and we just immediately start that uptrend and we don't get that lower low. If we go back to here as well on the daily, just because we have hit a super oversold 20.6 on the RSI last time we were around this area, was back in 2023, and we didn't form a noticeable bullish divergence. This was kind of more of a choppy movement, but maybe we could do something like this where we just slowly, besides this move, we just slowly break down before we start heading higher, and we kind of form that higher divergence where it's not a major low being formed, but more of just a slow fall to the downside before we start bouncing back up. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for this video. Hopefully that was simple. Nothing too crazy. No support has been broken. Same thing that we've been tracking for however many videos we've been tracking for. So not surprising to see this move to the downside and this extension as well. So yeah, that's pretty much everything for this video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.